Hi, this is Jeff Hester from the Six Pack of Peaks Challenge. I'm going to show you how to navigate SocialHiker.net, how to log into the site, how to get to the Challenger only area that once you're registered, how to find and connect with your friends, how to look at badges on your profile or other challenges, how to log your hikes, how to view other hike logs and leave comments on them, and how to get to the finishers list, as well as how to look at your badges. So we'll look at all of these ways to kind of get around the site. And if you have any questions about this after you've watched this video, be sure to leave a comment below. All right, let's get started. I'm working on my Mac here, and I have SocialHiker.net open. You can see that I'm not logged in because in the upper right, you see sign in or sign up. And so I'm going to click sign in, and I'm going to put in my username and password. Because this is my desktop computer and I don't share this with any family member, I'm going to click remember me so that I don't have to log in over and over again. It makes it a lot easier if you are using a dedicated device. I click log in, and it'll take me back to the home page, and I'll see that I'm logged in because my name, my username appears, as well as my avatar. And I have a new menu here. So how do I get to the Challenger only area? Well, I click on my user menu, I go down to groups, and I look at what groups I'm a member of. Challenges are a kind of group. In my case, I'm a member or a challenger in every challenge. So you're going to see them all listed here on my particular page. But in this case, I'll just go to the top one here, the SoCal 6-Pack of Peaks Challenge for 2020. And I just click that, that little card, and it takes me to the challenger only area. So this isn't available to the public. It's only available to people who are registered for this particular challenge. Now note that if you leave this group, you will not have access to the challenge and you will not have access to log your hikes. So if you see a link that says leave this group, don't do it. You don't want to do that. All right, so here I see the activity feed for that particular private group. I can look at discussions. These are forum discussions amongst other challengers within this particular challenge. And I can click on that and I can reply, I can join or subscribe to that, so I get email notifications. And if I want to find other people that are, friends that are in the challenge, I can click on the members tab. It's going to pull up a list of all of the members, and I can see some people have put in their avatar, some have not. That's totally fine. If I want to search for a particular member, though, I can just type in their name. So I could type in Chris, and let's see what we got. And now I'm getting people who have Chris in their name, including people with the name Chris or Christina and so forth. And so I can go in and take a look at somebody's profile, and I can say, well, I want to connect with this person. So I can hit connect. And it's going to send a request to connect with Christopher. He can choose to accept or decline that request, so you're not automatically connected to people. I could also say I want to follow him, which just says I can see a feed of his activity within the site. So when he comments on a forum discussion, or if they post a hike log, I'm going to see that in that feed. If I want to look at his particular badges, I can see that. I can also look at their hike logs. Click that tab, and I can see he's logged one particular hike. Used a humorous title for El Cajon Mountain, and got some great pictures. You can see they started before sunrise. There's the sunrise, and if we want to click on here and get a little bit bigger picture, we can see those. So that's a lot of fun. This is a great place for you to share information about hikes. It's also a great place for you to ask information. So I could say, hey, Christopher, what time did you start and finish? and I can publish that, and that's just going to show up as a comment on there. So think of it like as a mini blog post. There's my comment. He can come back and reply, and I can also subscribe via email, so I get an email notice when he replies. So really nice ways to do that. If I want to share my hike log or somebody else's hike log on Facebook, I can do that really easily, either Twitter or Facebook. Simple to do. Next, I'm going to show you how to log your hikes. So let's say you've got a new hike to log. It's done through this left-hand menu, which, by the way, you can hover over these icons to see the text behind them. But you can also click on this expand menu option, and it'll give you all the full text behind that. So that just gives you a way to collapse or expand that. Depending on the resolution of your screen, you might want to have it expanded so that you can get around the site a little bit easier. So I click log my hike. It takes me to this page. I pick the challenge I want to log for. I'll say Southern California. And I go in and I fill this information out. My clever title, the date of my hike, the type of hike, was it an overnight backpacking trip, multi-night, that kind of thing. Very important that you select the peak. There is a default peak selected, and a common mistake is that people overlook that. Make sure that you change that to the correct peak that you're logging. And you can put in some really great information in here. This becomes valuable data for other challengers who want to see, maybe they're about to hike the peak that you just did. They can go and look at the hike logs and see the trail conditions. Is there water available? Was it crowded? Was it buggy? Was parking a problem? All of those things, you can add those to your trip report. And then, of course, photos. I love photos. It's a great way to share your experience with other people and kind of document that. And the last thing is you have an optional link to another site. So if you have an Instagram post you want to link to, or a Facebook photo album, or something on Flickr, or even your own personal blog, you can link to that here and log your hike. So that's basically how it's done. Pretty straightforward. If you want to go back and browse other hike logs, you can do that for any of the challenges. You don't have to be a registered challenger. They're publicly available. So I'll show you how to do that. I'm going through the challenges menu option, and I picked the Arizona Summer Challenge. And all of these challenge pages will have a link somewhere on there that will show you the hike logs for that challenge. And when I click that, it's going to show me, by default, all the hikes on any of the peaks in the challenge. But if I wanted to narrow that down and show maybe just Humphreys Peak, I can do that. And we can see, gosh, Humphreys just not too long ago opened up, and not too many people have done it yet, but pretty awesome. You know, we've got some people who have gone and done it, and we can click on their hike log. We can see the photos that they shared and their trip report and so on. So we can go in and add a comment to that and be like, hey, great job on completing Humphreys. And that's a great way to ask questions as well. If you don't see the information you're looking for, you can ask a question to the person on their hike log and they'll have a chance to reply. All right, so last thing I'll cover is the finishers list, and we'll take a look at the Southern California finishers list, because I know we have a few people on there. Just like we have the hike logs, we also have a link to the finishers. And this is going to show you everybody who's completed at least 6 peaks in the challenge. In Southern California, we have more than 6 that are available that they can choose from. And we have so far 99 finishers in the challenge. Now, one thing to be that I'll emphasize is that the date that you see here, June 11th, is not necessarily the date that the challenge was completed, but the date that their 6th and final hike was logged. So that's why we emphasize the importance of logging your hike as soon as possible after you hike the peak. So if possible, the same day, so that this information is reflected on the finishers list. All right, so you've seen how to log in. You've seen how to get to the challenger only area through the groups on your personal menu. You've seen how to find and connect with friends through the Challenger only area. You've seen how to look at the badges on a profile. I'll show you mine just for grins because I have a few. You've seen how to log your hikes. You've seen how to view your hikes. These are my badges, and the oldest one first, the newest one at the bottom. I did Black Butte last Saturday in the Central Oregon Challenge, and you've also seen how to view the finishers list. This is how you navigate the site. If you have questions still about how to get around or how to do something, just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to respond as soon as I can. The interface is very similar but a little bit different if you're on a mobile device. So I'm going to do a quick version of this for the mobile device as well, just to kind of help out there. But there you have it. How to get around, how to use the site, how to connect with everybody. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. Until then, I hope to see you on the trail and eventually on the finishers list.